Hello everybody. We will look at the concept of polymorphism in C++. So, polymorphism is a very powerful concept, and it uh, basically the power or the utility of this concept comes from this following ability of the C++, that the pointer of a base class can point to an object of a child class. So typically, our understanding is that integer pointer can point to integer, a character pointer can point to character, real pointer can point to a real value, but a real pointer cannot point to an integer, or a character pointer cannot point to a character. So using that logic ahead, we would expect that class pointer of a class type can only point towards its corresponding class object, but cannot point to any other class objects. So what C++ also allows us is that a class pointer can point to its class object and all the objects which are derived from that class. So the child object also it can point. So for example, if shape is our base class, then the pointer to the class shape can point to shape and to objects derived from the shape. So which is rectangle and triangle are like derived objects of shape. So the pointer to shape class can point to object of rectangular or object of triangle. So this is what C++ allows. But from this also leads to another problem. For example, let's consider this case that we have a pointer to shape type of class and we have two objects, rectangle and triangle. And now the shape pointer is pointing to the rectangle object. When we call the area function of using the shape area, which function does it call? Does it call the base class area function or does it call the area function of rectangle? How does C++ resolve this? So if so what C++ allows us is that it gives us a functionality called as polymorphism and it gives us a keyword called as virtual. So what it says is if you write virtual in front of an member function this fashion, then though at compile time this program is not aware this area whether it corresponds to rectangle objects area or the shape objects area, it takes this decision at runtime at that time just before executing that what is exactly the area function that should be called and it calls it appropriately. So this is called polymorphism and it happens only for if we want to use the polymorphism, this virtual keyword has to be given in front of the functions that need to be called. If it's not given, then every time it will look at the type of, it will see, okay, this is a shape object pointed to shape, so let me call the shape area. But if something like this is needed, we need to give the virtual keyword, and this is what polymorphism. Now again, continuing the story ahead, if shape starts pointing towards triangle, this is allowed because shape is the base class, triangle is the child class, so shape pointer can point towards the child object. Now whenever the shape's area is called, again the decision is taken at runtime that the shape pointer is not now pointing towards a triangle's object, and hence the area function which should be called is the area of the triangle, which is this. And this is the key concept of polymorphism. And this stems from the fact that a pointer to the base class can point to the child classes also. So let us run this program and see the output. As we can see, first time it is appropriately running and it is calling the rectangles area. It turns out to be 4, and next time it's calling the triangles area, which is turns out to be 2. Okay, because we have set height and width of the rectangle to be 2 and 2 and the triangle to be 2 and 2. Thank you.